Hi, I'm Larry Buxton. Welcome back. Welcome back to Leading with Spirit. During the break between my last video and this one, I've been thinking about what leadership looks like in retirement. I've always hoped that these comments are helpful for people of all ages and all work situations, but a lot of us no longer have staffs or departments or organizations that we actually lead. So I'm curious, how do we talk about leadership as we age out of the workforce? One friend said, we lead a class, we lead a committee. That requires leadership skills, and it does. But a periodic volunteer position doesn't leave the sustained impact on others that we found we had in our work lives. Another friend said, we bring leadership to our families, and we do. We try to embody maturity and character in our families, but we don't exactly lead them, at least the way we might have years ago. I was looking for another word still. And I began to grasp that as we age out of specific responsibilities, our leadership in aging becomes more centered on influencing. Influencing. We become less directive, but more influential on others. Our impact may be harder to measure within a group, but certainly no less important. I suggested in my book, 30 Days with King David on Leadership, that the foundation of leadership is character. The cardinal virtues of Thomas Aquinas ground all of us in moral behavior. There are plenty of leadership skills and strategies apart from these virtues, but an impactful presence is always marked by such traits as integrity, humility, surrender, courage, gratitude. I named 14 in all. And I was reminded of this recently when I watched Senator Tim Kaine, a contributor to the book, by the way, as he announced his decision to run for a third term. Now, as a Virginia senator, Kaine is one of my leaders, so to speak, perhaps one of yours. But his talk that day exhibited the virtues of humility and surrender, which spoke to me much more powerfully than his politics or his position. Kaine said, as he wrestled with whether to depart from or continue in the Senate, that he assigned a Bible verse to each option. To the option of departing, he linked a verse from Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. And to the option of continuing, he linked a verse from Galatians 6. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And then he surrendered. He surrendered himself to living with the resonance of those two verses. And over time, he made himself aware of which verse was resonating with him more than the other. And over time, Galatians was the more insistent word. Do not give up. Now, Tim was humble enough not to say, God told me to run for re-election. But he deliberately created space within himself for God's Spirit to nudge however it would. And Tim attuned himself to that nudge, and he surrendered to his understanding of that vocation. Senator Kaine's story has influenced me. I also try to make decisions that align with my vocation and my values. I know you do the very same thing. So I'd like to keep exploring with you how leadership shows itself in influencing through character, especially among those of us of a certain age. Because in our resolve to live lives of virtue and integrity, we learn that we can still make an impact that goes far beyond the office. I hope you might return to 30 Days with King David to be reminded what these character traits and virtues look like at any and every age. And share a video with a friend if you would. They can all be found on larrybuxton.com. Thanks for listening, and as always, God bless you.